This is a video that shows how to use a pitch class wheel to figure out a set class. On the top of this page, I have 3 notes that we're trying to figure out the set class for. That's what they sound like. Here's what you do. First, you're going to circle those notes on your pitch class wheel. So those are B flat, F, and A. Next, you're going to write down the number of semitones between each one of those notes. The number of semitones is the same thing as the number of steps or clicks around the pitch class wheel. A to B flat is 1. B flat to F is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then F to A is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 7, and 4 are the number of steps on that wheel. Next, you're going to find the largest gap. The largest gap. That is the largest one of those numbers that you wrote down. So in this case, our largest gap is going to be the 7. I'm going to draw a box around this largest gap, like that. And then finally, you choose one of these 2 notes on either side of this largest gap as your starting note. So I'm either going to start on this F, or I'm going to start on this B flat. And you're going to either start on this B flat and go counterclockwise, or you're going to start on this F and go clockwise. In other words, you want to choose one of those starting notes and don't go through the largest gap. Which note you start on depends on which one gives you the smallest starting interval. So if I go from B flat to A, I have 1 semitone there. If I go from F to A, I have 4 semitones. So B flat is going to be our starting note. I'm going to label B flat 0. So after I've chosen my starting note, I'm going to label that 0, and then I'm just going to sort of count the number of semitones to each of the next notes. So B flat to A, that's 0 to 1. Then finally we're going to get to F, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then finally I'm just going to write out the numbers in order, enclosing them in square brackets. 0, 1, 5. 0, 1, 5 is the set class for these 3 notes. Let me show you one other chord, and this one sort of also shows you what to do if you have 2 largest gaps. So here is this chord. Note that this is the bass clef, and the notes are C sharp, F sharp, and B. I'll start by doing the same thing, circling the notes on this pitch class wheel. I'll write down the number of semitones between each of these adjacent notes. So B to C sharp is 2. C sharp to F sharp is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F sharp to B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5, and 5. Okay, this time we have 2 possible largest gaps, 5 and 5. As it happens when you are figuring out trichords, it doesn't matter which largest gap you choose. You can choose either one and you'll get the same answer. So you're in luck. It'll get more complicated later, but you don't have to worry about that yet. I'll choose this one. So I'll box off that largest gap, and I'm going to choose either this note or this note for my starting note. If I choose B and go this way, my starting interval is 2. If I choose F sharp and go this way, my starting interval is 5. So I want to choose B as my starting note because that gives me the smallest starting interval. B is my starting note. I'm going to give that the 0 label. Okay, and then I'm just going to count the number of clicks to each of the next notes in this chord. So we have 0, 1, 2. 2 is my next note. Okay, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this set class is 0, 2, 7. And that's how you identify a set class for a trichord.